Okay, before we get started creating our first web page, I'm going to have you create a folder in your home directory, mainly for web design. So if you go down here to the Office button here, or the Windows button, then you go here and we're going to go into Computer. Then you'll see a list of your drives over here. If you click on Computer, your home directory will have your username on it, and it will have H if you put your cursor over it. So you're going to double click H, which is going to take you in your home directory. Then you're going to right click in a blank area and then go to New and then go to Folder, and then you're going to type in Web Design, and I already have one, so once you have that, then you'll have a web design folder in your home directory. If you double click on that, you shouldn't have anything in there at this point. I just have one file. Okay, so now you have a place to store your web design stuff. Next, I'm going to have you go into Notepad. We're going to start our first web page. So if you go to the I call it the Start menu. It used to be a Start menu, the button, and then go to Search. And if you type in Notepad, it'll bring up some suggestions. You can go into the Notepad here. Then you're going to type this as is, as I type it. You're going to use these arrow keys, which are, you have to shift, and it's next to your question mark key on your keypad. I'll increase my font so it's easier to read, but you really don't need to. You can just type it in the standard font if you want to. Okay, so I'm going to type in HTML as the first command. I'm going to pause the recording for just a minute while I finish typing, and then you can pause once I have it up there so that you can look and see what I have. Okay, this is an example of what you should have typed on your screen. So I want you to pause the video at this point and type in exactly how I have it, and then when you're done typing that, then play the video again. I'm going to show you how to save your file. Okay, now you're going to learn how to save your file the right way. So you're going to go to File, and I want you to go to Save As, and then I want you to browse for your web design folder. So you make sure that you're in your home directory, in your web design folder, and then I want you to save it as an HTML file. By default, every file has an extension type that it's going to save it as. In this case, in Notepad, it wants to save it as a text document, but we don't want it to save as that. So we're going to go and choose All Files. And then what we're going to choose is we're going to type in trials, going to name the file .html is what we want to save it as. So .html is the extension, the file name, and we're in our web design folder, and then click Save. I'm going to replace the file that I currently have, and so then you have this saved. So leave this up on your screen, and then I want you to go over to, you can either go to My Computer or click on your folders. I want you to browse for your web design folder. What you should notice in your home directory, they have that trial file in there, and that it has an Internet Explorer icon on it, meaning it's seen as a web page right now. So if you double click it, then it should open it up, and it should look similar to this. It should be scrolling. You should have the yellow font, and it's bigger. If you don't, then you should troubleshoot. And how do you troubleshoot? Well, you have this up, your Notepad file. They're both the same file, but this one is done in, this is opening up in Notepad. Troubleshoot what's, to see if there's anything wrong compared to your Notepad version. If you typed in front instead of font, or you only had one L here instead for yellow, something like that. So troubleshoot to make sure yours looks like this. Okay, so you can pause the video and then do that. Okay, now I want you to go into here and we're going to change some things. We're going to change the font or the background color. So instead of blue, we're going to choose a different color. Now don't choose yellow. If you choose yellow, then your text isn't going to show up. It'll be there, but it just won't show up. So I'm going to choose another color for my background color. And I'm going to choose just another color for my font color. And then, I know this is the best class ever, but instead of that, put something else. You don't have to put what I'm putting, but just put and then put the scroll delay. You had 90 on there before. I just changed that to change this to a different amount. So I'm going to put down there 5. 5 will make it go faster. Larger than that, make it go slower. Okay, so change a few things there, and then all you have to do here is go to File and Save. And if you have this still open, then refresh, and it should show the difference. Okay. Why? This one's open in, this one's the same file, but it's open up in Internet Explorer. This one is the same file, it's just opening it up in Notepad. Then what I want you to change is, we're going to go after the font color, and I'm going to have you type in a few breaks. Now I'm going to type in one of these commands, and then I'm going to copy it, and then Control V as in Victor is paste. I'm going to paste a few more of these here. And then save, and then F5 or hit your refresh button to see. This should come down off your screen a little bit. What these are breaks, they're called, in HTML code. It tells it to enter down another line. In Notepad, if you just enter, it's not like Word where it'll just go to the next line. These are commands to tell your file what to do. Okay, so we're going to go to File, Save. And that's how you get into the trial file and how you create a folder in your home directory. So just show me your work and you'll be good to go.